In the vibrant streets of Lagos, where the city never sleeps and ambition runs high, there lived a group of 4 young women who called themselves the Naija Baddies. They were glamorous, bold, and lived by their own rules, each with her own way of navigating the complexities of modern Nigerian life. Among them were the inseparable Kemi and Sophie, who had big dreams and an unyielding work ethic. Kemi was an aspiring fashion designer who had clawed her way up from humble beginnings. Sophie, her best friend, was a tech genius who had developed an app that helped small businesses manage their finances, making her a rising star in Lagos' burgeoning tech scene. But the other half of the group, Annabelle and Beezy, took a different path. Annabelle, the social media queen, was known for her beauty and charm, using her looks to win over wealthy men who funded her lavish lifestyle. Beezy, on the other hand, was street smart and cunning, with a reputation for being able to get anything she wanted, especially from men who couldn't resist her allure. Despite their different approaches to life, the 4 women were bound by a deep friendship and an unspoken rule. They always had each other's backs no matter what. Kemi and Sophie were the go-getters of the group. Kemi's fashion brand, which she had started from nothing, was beginning to gain recognition. She worked tirelessly, often staying up all night to complete her designs. Her dream was to see her clothes on the runway at Lagos Fashion Week, a goal that kept her motivated through the struggles. Sophie was equally driven, pouring her energy into developing new features for her app and attending tech conferences to network and learn. She dreamed of taking her app global, helping small businesses not just in Nigeria but across Africa. Annabelle and Beezy, however, had different priorities. Annabelle spent her days perfecting her looks and her nights at exclusive parties, where she mingled with Lagos elite. Her social media following was massive as she made sure to put her glamorous lifestyle out there. Beezy, always dressed to kill, had a knack for finding herself in the company of the rich and powerful, using her charm to secure gifts, trips, and financial support from her admirers. While Kemi and Sophie admired their friend's ability to enjoy life, they sometimes worried about the risks Annabelle and Beezy were taking. As Kemi and Sophie were reaching new heights in their hustle, they started to feel the weight of Annabelle and Beezy's lifestyles on theirs. Annabelle's reputation began to take a hit when rumors spread on blogs about her relationships with a popular Lagos politician who was married. Her social media following started to dwindle as people wondered if all the trips abroad and vacations were all sponsored by her sugar daddy. Beezy, too, found herself in trouble when one of her wealthy benefactors turned out to be involved in illegal activities, dragging her name into the mud. Kemi and Sophie tried to support their friends, but they couldn't help feeling frustrated. They had worked so hard to build their careers, and now they were being dragged by popular blogs that did not hesitate to throw in some speculation that Kemi and Sophie's significant success could also be sponsored by men, as they could only be growing successful because they were sleeping around like their friends. It wasn't pleasant to Kemi and Sophie. They felt insulted, and this caused some rift in their relationship. It all came to a head when the 4 friends gathered at Kemi's apartment. What started as a casual evening turned into a heated argument, with Kemi accusing Annabelle and Beezy of jeopardizing everything they had worked for. "You're so selfish," Kemi said, her voice shaking with emotion. "You don't care about anyone but yourself? We've come so far and you're risking it all." Annabelle, feeling attacked, fired back. "Not everyone wants to live like you, Kemi. You think you're better than us because you work all the time? We're just having fun. What's so wrong with that?" Sophie, too, couldn't stay silent. "There's nothing wrong with having fun, Annabelle, but there's a difference between fun and recklessness. We're trying to build something real here, something lasting." Beezy, feeling cornered, tried to defend herself too. The argument ended with no resolution, and the friends parted ways, each feeling hurt and misunderstood. Annabelle, who had once reveled in the attention she received, found herself feeling isolated. She began to question her choices. Beezy's situation was even worse. With her name now tainted by scandal, the men who had once lavished her with gifts and attention began to disappear. She found herself struggling to make ends meet. One evening, Beezy showed up at Kemi's door, her usual confidence replaced with sadness. "I messed up, Kemi," she admitted, tears in her eyes. Kemi, despite their recent conflict, couldn't turn her back on her friend. She invited Beezy in and listened as she poured out her heart. "You're stronger than you think, Beezy," Kemi said softly. "But you need to start making better choices. You're too smart to waste your potential on anyhow men." Sophie reached out to Annabelle, inviting her for lunch. As they sat in a quiet restaurant, Sophie gently encouraged her to think her priorities and start investing in herself. The conversations marked a turning point for Annabelle and Beezy. Slowly they began to make changes. Annabelle started taking courses in beauty and skincare, turning her passion into a legitimate business. Beezy, with the help of Kemi and Sophie, began working on a plan to launch her own fashion boutique, using her eye for style and street smarts to build something real. Some months passed and Kemi's brand was now a major player in the fashion industry. Sophie's app too had gone international, making her one of the most successful young entrepreneurs in Lagos. Annabelle's beauty business was thriving, and Beezy's boutique was gradually becoming a hot spot for fashion-forward women across Lagos. The four friends had found a way to balance their individual dreams with their shared bond. They realized that they didn't have to follow the same path to be successful, that each of their journeys was valid in its own way. They had grown not just as individuals but as a group. One evening, as they gathered at Kemi's new studio to celebrate their successes, Kemi raised her glass. "To us," she said with a smile. "We've been through a lot, but we're still here, stronger than ever." The others clinked their glasses, their smiles reflecting the journey they had taken together. "To the Naija Baddies," Annabelle added, her eyes shining. "We may have taken different roads, but we've all arrived." And so the Naija Baddies tale continued, not just as a story of glamour and hustle, but as a testament to the power of friendship, resilience, and the ability to rise above challenges, together.